Hello, and welcome to the CNC with Dave show. I think my buddy Hobby is out here somewhere. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's hiding behind all that stuff.
Howdy, folks. Yeah, I'm behind the stuff.
He is a busy little feller these days. Anyway, man, we got a whole bunch of people out there already. Awesome. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all were wondering if I was going to do a show tonight, I'd planned on it. I just got busy today and forgot about putting the link out there. Well, I didn't really forget, but I just figured I'd put it out later this afternoon in case something come up and I wasn't able to do the show. But here we are. And for those of you who thought that we were going to be talking to Becca Miller tonight, she had originally scheduled with me to be on tonight to talk about her CNC experience, but she later remembered something else that she already had a previous commitment or something. So she will be here next week, next Saturday, February 29th. So anyway, we're going to do a question and answer thing. If anybody's got any questions about anything, put them in the chat. We'll take them. I got to get over here and get caught up on the chat stuff here. But and also too, I mentioned this on the coffee session thing the other day. But anytime we do those show and tell shows, and they're always pretty popular because everybody likes to see the different projects that folks do. But there doesn't have to be a special show and tell show. If you've got something you've made and you're proud of it and want to show it off or whatever, feel free to send it to me anytime, and I will be happy to show it here on the show. Plug your channel, your business, whatever you got going. So anyway, let me do a few shout outs here. We got Clyde Bonnie, CNC in the house. We got 11 Atlantica joining us tonight. How you doing? Frankie CNC and Woodworking Channel is here. Robert Sams from North Carolina is here. Mark Lindsay's going to be here till dinner time, I guess. I don't know. He may already be gone. Harnell Media is here. How you doing, Steve? Thomas Grimm, Dave Kraus, Greg Euler. Let's see who else we got. We got Matt, Awesome Wood Things Haas.
Matt.
That's right. Paul Stewart. How you doing, Paul? John West is here. He says, looking forward to learning ordered fasteners, rails, bearings, and a hobby box. All righty. Well, you're getting
top of the line.
Getting about ready then. Let's see. Tim DeLine's here. How you doing, Tim? Let's see. Who did I miss? There's Hitch Hamilton. He's here. How you doing, Hitch? Gary Hammett. Dave Matthews is here. Ed Newman is here. Leroy CNC Woodworks is here. Lewis Scooty or Scuddy. I'm not sure how you'd say that. I'm going to go with Scooty. I don't know if that's right or not. Let me know, Lewis. I might be totally butchering your name, but J Fabrications is here. How you doing? Bob P is in the house. Michael Bell. Dale Ludlam from Tulsa, Oklahoma. How you doing, Dale? Hope you're doing well. Wait a minute. I didn't skip the... Man, I don't know what the deal is with this mouse. Sometimes I move that wheel just a little bit and everything just jumps way up.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. I had when I did the Learn CNC with Hobby show, every time I tried to zoom, well, anytime I use Vectric, anytime I tried to zoom out, that little magic mouse of the Max is so sensitive, and there's no adjustment that it just
Yeah.
it's annoying.
Lewis asked me, how am I enjoying my new Avid Pro machine? I'm really enjoying it. However, I haven't really cut a whole lot of stuff, but that's all going to change after today. And you'll find out why tomorrow when my video comes out.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll be putting some miles on. I got a lot of projects planned, special things for that. Let's see. Goldman 187 says, question, Dave. So I guess there's probably a question later on down here. Troy Pritchard's got a thumbs up. Appreciate it, Troy. Already got a few of those. I always like the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much. Stephen D, leap year. Yeah, next week is the extra day they throw at us. Here's a question. Awesome Wood Thing says, how much Diet Coke does it take to assemble a hobby box?
4 cans.
4 cans. Okay, there's the answer. There's the answer.
Just about.
I would have guessed 5, but
Well, yep.
All right, let's see. It says Hobby is a busy bee putting together all those hobby boxes.
I am having a blast. This is so relaxing.
For
me, it's like painting. Some people don't like it. I do.
Yeah, here's the question. I guess Goldman 187 was one. He says, what's the turnaround time on an order for a Gatton? I have on my website, just kind of as a safety net in case some weird coincidence would happen, but I always have that they'll ship within 5 to 10 business days of an order. Usually it's quicker than that. It just depends. Sometimes when I run a sale, like I just got through running a little sale this past weekend, and then, a lot of people, so it may take longer than usual, but it's still always well within that 10 business days, usually within the 5 business days. So, yeah, I'm running them all the time. So, and a lot of times I have them sitting around, ready to put a label on and go. So Leo Steger's here. Jim Johnson, how you doing, Jim? Mark Lindsay CNC says he's still here, but it's smelling good. Well, what's for dinner tonight, Mark? I done scrolled way past again. This stupid thing. Hold on, let me catch back up. There we go. Mike Haichu's in the house. Benji Long. Lewis says yep. So I'm hoping that he's saying yep to Scooty. I think maybe it is. I don't know. Awesome Wood Thing wants to know what's a VFD. VFD stands for Variable Frequency Driver. Hobby can give you the boring.
The simple, yeah, the boring. I'll make it real easy. It's a device that turns 110 or 220 one phase or one phase power into 2-phase. Well, actually, into 3-phase for the use of a spindle.
J Fabrication says it stands for Very Fun Device.
Very fun device indeed.
I would have to agree with that.
Oh, I need another one.
Clint Bone is watching from Kentucky. How you doing, Clint? Clyde says he has a question. All right. Throw it in there, Clyde. We'll get to it here just as I scroll down. John is here. Olthofer, I think. I always have trouble with that name. I think that's how you say it. He says even Gatton ears. Lewis says, same here. Haven't used my new Avid 2448 standard much either. Okay, well, the reason I'll go ahead and tell you why I hadn't really used mine much is I haven't had a dust sheet, but I made one today. That's what tomorrow morning's video is going to be about. So, but now that I got that on there and got the dust collection set up, it's going to be wide open. I hope anyway. Got a lot of cool little projects that I'm going to do for that machine, with that machine, I should say. He says Hobby's work table is his Gatton CNC, and yeah, as you can see, it's a good thing he built a Colossus.
That's right.
Because,
and I still got
to build it to plans. He'd have had stuff falling off the sides there.
Yeah, and that's only half the stuff I got to build. Yeah, I got. Luckily, the more I build, the more space I have. So it's a good thing. And most of you that place the order should be getting it by, well, let me not 100%, but it's probably going to reach you by the end of the month. And the rest, as promised, within 4 weeks. So I know many of you said you're not in a rush, but, well, it's nice to have it.
Yeah. True Designs is here. He says hello from, or they say hello. Might not be a he, I guess. Hello from North Carolina. Let's see here. Trying to scroll this thing down slow.
Well, that was the easy part, screwing the components on the board. Now comes the hours and days of soldering.
All right. Here's Clyde's question. I'm not sure I understand. It says, how many leaks after Hobby? I don't understand that question.
Leaks.
How many leaks after Hobby? I don't know.
That's got to be a spell correct issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Take them boxing gloves off when you type, Clyde.
Oh, maybe how many leaks after the Diet Coke is what he means.
Oh, well.
I'm like a camel. It's 1 or 2 a night. Okay, let's go.
True Design says, when is Hobby going to be caught up so I can get my order in? You can put your order in anytime, I think.
You better put your order in right away, because there's no such thing as caught up. People are still ordering, and the longer you wait, the longer it'll take.
Yeah, you might as well get your name on the list. Get in the queue, as they say.
Yeah.
Lewis Cobb is watching from New Brunswick, Canada. Welcome, Lewis.
And
I'm just noticing this thing up here. We've got a lot of people watching over on Facebook tonight for some reason.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's yeah. Usually we don't have that many. It's usually most everybody, other than a handful, is on YouTube. But let's see. Wilson Rubottom's here. Tim says, Dave, I know you're busy with your new machine, but I'm still looking forward to your pin holder too. Yeah, I've been trying to get the video done with that pin holder, and I probably would have got it one day this week if I hadn't run that sale, because now I've been busy. You can't really take time to stop running kits to do it, but I'll have that out soon. I've got it all the program I'm going to run to try it out. It's going to have 5 different colors. It's going to be kind of almost like a paint by number thing, or it's going to have 5 different colored Sharpies, and hopefully I'll remember to do the pin change in the correct order. Let's see. Mako Shark is here from Wisconsin. How you doing? Yeah, you just missed a sale, unfortunately. We had one kind of to celebrate Hobby's the Hobby Box release.
Yeah, that's not happening again.
I did a sale. I actually announced it at during the show last week. So it started at like 8 o'clock last Saturday, and it ended at 10 p.m. Monday, which was President's Day. So yeah, you just missed me. Larry Galt's in the house. How you doing, Larry? Lewis says, "Yep, you're saying it right." All right, Scooty, I like that. That just sounds so much better than Scuddy. Scooty, yeah, I like that. Let's see here.
Any other interesting questions?
Well, I'm scrolling down. Everybody's just saying hello and stuff. We got. See what happens when you leave the door open. Russ Meadows sneaks in here.
Hey, Russ, how you doing? I love that guy.
He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Michael McCray says hello from Arizona. How you doing, Michael? Mark says dinner is makshu with pork. It's a Cajun dish we have with dirty rice.
Well, do you have a license for makshu?
Sounds good. JJ's Wood Shop in the house. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Dell says, Wilson Rubottom, come on down. Hope you're having fun with your CNC. Mark says, I don't speak French. We just have a Justin Wilson cookbook, and that's good enough for me. Yeah. All right, John Ann's in the house. How you doing, John? John says it's German, so Oldhupfer. I'm just gonna keep calling you John. I always butcher people's names. I just call you John. Let's see here. Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Javi? This may be a Javi question.
Okay.
Because I'm not an electronic dude.
Always listen.
It says, this is Clyde Labani, and he says, I have a Leeson VFD on my mill, 220 volts. It says in the docs that there is 2 ways to control the speed, 0 to 10 volts DC or 4 to 20 milliamp. I'm wondering if the 4 to 20 milliamp is PWM connection.
That I wouldn't know. I couldn't begin to guess for that one. Because 0 to 10 is what we're using. These boxes are rigged up for control of the of VFDs with 0 to 10, which is standard for most VFDs. But I don't know. I've never had an issue with a simple pot. 0 to 10 with a 10K pot on let's see, what was it? There's it's been about 1.5 years since I wired my VFD, so I'm drawing a blank right now. But there are a couple ways to do it, like you said. Well, actually, there's a third way, is straight from the panel, but that's not really a way. That's just using the internals. I can't answer that, Clyde. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with your unit.
Yeah. Roger the Tinker says, Dave, is that not the first thing for a CNC doing wood dust collection? Yes, it is, Roger. However, the Avid CNC I bought, it's a kit, and of course it doesn't have a spoil board, so you have to make your own spoil board. So that was the very first thing I did. And I like the spoil board like I have with on my Gatton, and actually I've done that to all the other CNCs that I have, is put plywood down as a good solid top, and then glue down MDF strips with the aluminum T-track in between, because I like being able to have lots of possibilities when clamping things down. And I like clamps. I'm old school. I like the clamps. I make all mine out of, scrap hardwood or scrap plywood. So it's free material basically. And if you mess one up, you just throw it away and cut another one. So, in fact, I keep programs on my computer that will run, a hold down clamp at 90 degrees or at 0. And then if I'm running something and there's a little, even enough where I can get 1 or 2 clamps out of, I'll usually, while I got it clamped down already, run over there and pull that program up and cut a couple of clamps. You can never have too many.
This is true.
Even the hold down clamp. So, all right. Awesome Wood Things says the prototype hobby box had a space on the front that can be personalized. Does the final production version still have that feature?
Yes, but it's in the back. There's a pocket in the back that's going to be personalized. Because basically, it occurred to me that I have to run every single one of the wires, and the connections through the front. And for sake of time for you guys, I mean, not so much now, but hopefully, as this thing goes, actually, I'm getting pretty well streamlined. But if I could have 5 or 6 boxes ready, and all I have to do is personalize the back, then I could send them out. So I'm thinking of the future, and I want them all to be the same. Because if I have to personalize the panel, I have to do it prior to wiring, to putting all the connectors in place. So it's just a matter of logistics.
Okay.
Now, if you like, I could get you a little tiny. Well, actually, there's no place to put it. Because of the new connectors, because this was the old prototype, and the new connectors has basically I've spread it all out to make it look less cluttered and neater and more professional looking. So that's another reason.
All righty, let's see. We've got Harry Vaughn Seniors with us from West Virginia. How you doing, Harry? Greg Euler says, Dave, what's new on the guitar front? Not a whole lot, Greg, but now that I'm finally getting this Avid dust collection and spoil boards all done and everything, where I can actually get out there and start doing some stuff, I'll probably start making some more guitars. So I'd like to get back. I've still got some 2 or 3 that I got to finish up for, that people have asked me to make. So I've got to get those done, and then I'd like to get back to doing the license plate guitar thing, and maybe start giving those away again. So this second machine will allow me to do a lot of things that I'm just running out of time with by having the one. Okay, so let's see. Portal Woodworks is in the house. How you doing? David Bosleff is here. How you doing, Dave? Scrolling down. Joe D says the Russians are on Facebook. That might be, as long as they're watching.
Well, maybe they can give us some more views.
Yeah, maybe I can get some more views. Here's a question. Levin Atlantica says, I'd like to know if the live broadcasts, if in the live broadcast about wiring, where there was a 5-volt power supply mounted to the plywood, was this strictly necessary, or does the laptop provide the 5 volts?
Okay, that's a simple one. It wasn't a 5 volt. it's a 24 volt, and the 24 volt is necessary. The 5 volt is coming from the computer. 5 volt is for signals to the to and from the through the controller to the steppers, to the drivers rather. The 24 volt is on the 24 volt side of the board, which is for inputs and outputs. And if you don't have that, you do not have inputs and outputs. At least with this particular design.
Now I'm wondering if because he says in the live broadcast about wiring, if he's talking about the one that I did, that was quite a while ago, and there was a 5 volt power supply mounted to that plywood. Because I needed 5 volts for that particular breakout board that I was using. So not sure which one of those answers you were looking for, but yeah. All right, let's see. We got all kinds of conversations going on over here. Michael Chipster's in the house. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, Mike.
I got to tell you, the Girl Scout cookies are awesome. I had a few Thin Mints right before I come on tonight. They were my dessert. And I still got most of them left. Of course, the shortbread cookies are delicious. The tag-alongs, all of them really good. Tell Lindsay I said thank you. Hope she sold a bunch of them. All right, let's see here. Just a lot of not many questions, just a lot of jibber jabber over there in the chat.
Yeah. What's the jibber jabber about? I haven't been able to see it.
Hitch has a question, I guess. He says, Hobby, are those boxes all parts?
Yes. And probably double what you see on the table, because I've got a whole bunch of boxes underneath the Gatton. Yeah, these are.
Yeah, that's just the ones we can see.
That's just the ones you can see. And hang on a second. I was going outside because I have my extension cord, and it'll be handy for me. So, yeah, these are as the standard 425 ounce stepper motor, heavy as heck from Stepper Online. You got the well, this one's not open. You got the DM 542s. Those are all power supplies, 36 volt. Those are 12 volts. These are all the millions of little connectors. I've got wires on the wall. I've got the all these bags are controllers. You've got a whole buttload of fans. I don't exactly, I can't quantify exactly how much that is, but you can figure it out. And I've got the small fans and the big fans because I like cooling. And some e-stops, bunch of relays, and off camera, a bunch of other components you can't see for, VFD switches and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the long answer to your short question.
Clyde, if you're looking there on the chat, well, maybe I better post it because I think Clyde's on YouTube and David Pugh is on Facebook, and I don't think they can see each other's comments. However, I can. But David is saying negative on the question about the PWM. He says the 4 to 20 milliamps is current analog, and the 0 to 10 volts is voltage.
Well, that's what I was wondering. It's like, how in the world can you? Yeah.
So that's current. Not
I mean, if through two different terminals, the VFD itself through a current control can control it, and the other one through a voltage source, then yeah. I mean, because that's actually kind of how the VFD works. Our VFDs is it's 0 to 10 volts, but it's 0 to 10 volts going into the input lead. There is another 10 volt and ground source that if you put the 10 volts through a pot, through a certain amount of resistance, then you will have the voltage going in. But but that's not current. That's resistance.
Yeah.
That's
all right. Goldman 187 says, what spindle do you recommend on a tight budget project? Well, I wouldn't recommend a spindle if your budget's tight. Routers are cheap.
Yeah.
You can use a little, $100 or less compact routers.
Yeah, this community, when you hear us talking about, it's certain X dollars to build a CNC or X dollars for a VFD, I mean, for a spindle, this particular community, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be hearing the lowest price from the beginning, and that's a big issue with a lot of newbies. They'll go out and they go, oh, I can get a better price than that. Well, we've been 12 years in the community getting a better price than that. And anything that's a better price is often a piece of garbage, because we've pretty much lowballed it all the way down to near nothing.
Yeah.
But just like I wouldn't take our word for it, don't take our word for it. Research it yourself.
Go ahead and look yourself. Greg Euler says T-Track rocks. I'd have to agree.
Okay.
I love that stuff. Bart Bixel, how you doing, Bart? Good to see you here over there on the Facebooks. Awesome Wood Thing says, got it, thanks. I guess he's talking about your rear panel personalization spot.
Good.
Let's see here.
Man, why do they make these numbers so darn small?
Going through here, see if I'm missing any. Matt says the back is fine, all good either way. Earl Walker, I don't think I mentioned him. He's here. He says hello or evening, everyone here in Ohio at my birthday party. Made it here. Happy birthday, Earl. Mark Lindsay's gone to eat his mock, whatever that was, mock shoe.
Yep. Like I said, you need a license for it because you need one for Mach 3. So, sorry, bad joke. Must be all the rosin fumes, and I mean the.
Clyde says, I guess I could do like Dave and use a pot to control the speed. Yeah, that was the wired remote that Hobby made for me.
Yeah. Yeah, on my website, I mean, obviously, you can do it all yourself. But the wired remote is nothing more than a good length of wire because people like their stuff far away, and it's wired to an on-off switch, which is and the other 3 to a pot, and well, basically you have the wires. All the instructions on how, at least with the VFD that we have. So
Tim DeLion has a question here. He says, Dave, do you have a video for a dust shoe for the Gatton CNC? Well,
funny you should ask.
I don't think I ever did a video for the dust shoe that I have on my Gatton CNC, but if you listen close, Tim, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to share it with anybody else, but if you go to my website right now and click on the woodworking plans, and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a picture of a dust chute, and that's the one I got the video coming out tomorrow morning. And it's basically exactly like the one I put on my Gatton CNC. The only difference is the spindle I have on my Gatton is an 80 millimeter spindle, and the one that's on the Avid is a 79 millimeter spindle. Why it's that 1 millimeter difference, I don't know, but it is. So I had to adjust the hole where it clamps around the base of the spindle. But they're free. All you got to do is go to my website, davegatton.com. Go to the woodworking plan, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see it. You click add it to cart. You don't pay for it because it's free. But if I do it that way, you'll get a downloadable link, and I've got the VCarve files and the program files, although you may not, I always tell people don't use program files. Just take the VCarve and add your tooling, delete the tool paths and do it, because you may have different tooling than what I use, but and different speed settings and all that. But yeah, you can get one right now. It's up on the website right now. Let's see. Yeah, I think he might have been talking about that too, Dave Matthews. I think he was talking about the Dave Gatton wiring video. I think he's talking about the one where I had the board and had all that
Yep,
stuff.
and the one, yeah, separate. Mm-hmm.
And that one did have a 5-volt power supply.
Right.
How you doing, David? Good to see you on here. I'm still behind on these comments here. Let's see. Oh, okay. I see. He's back. He switched over to the YouTubes. So now Clive can see his comments. So yeah, he's saying on the PWM question earlier, 4 to 20 milliamps is not the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. All righty. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. So in that broadcast, Dave, quite a while ago, was that 5-volt power supply there for the demonstration, or is it necessary? I thought the laptop provided 5 volts. Some boards require the 5 volts, and sometimes the 5 volts coming out of the USB, or I should say the voltage coming out of the USB isn't 5 volts. It's like 3 or something.
Right.
So that's why there was a power supply, a little 5-volt power supply, a little dinky thing. Okay. Whoop. There I go again. I scrolled way too far up. What in the heck here? Okay, I think I'm back to where I was. It says Radio Shack prepared Hobby for this endeavor.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I love the shack.
Awesome Wood Thing says, I got Stepper online from China to refund my order. I used those funds to order the hobby box.
Nice.
Shipments from China are at a standstill.
Sweet.
Yeah. I don't think you're not shipping a coronavirus for those, are you, Hobby?
Nope.
With the hobby box?
Nope.
That's only on the ones that.
Well, let's put it this way. Whatever the incubation period is, if when you get your box, you don't see me live somewhere, then then you worry. Because all the parts are going through me first, but no problem. Most of these are from the States.
John says, who is CNCing the enclosures for the hobby boxes? Hobby can't get to his machine. Au contraire.
Au contraire, I have 3 machines. 2 of them are router machines.
Yeah, I think you're running those on your Cam Master, right?
The Cam Master and the panels. The panels is a special plastic and a special machine, which is super high precision. It's an engraver.
Yeah. All right, John West has a question. Excuse me.
Shoot,
He
John.
says, will the hobby box have cables going from the box to the steppers?
If you order it with the steppers, yes. You'll have they come with 6-foot cables. Prior to final assembly, you'll be getting a little questionnaire asking you what color you would like for a few questions, like what color you would like for the box, because I could paint these white, black, that's it. Those are the only 2 options, or leave it natural wood color. Clearly, you don't want to be taking apart the entire box and undoing everything to paint it, so I could do it prior to putting the stuff in there. It's easier for me, so I figure I'll do that for you. And in the questionnaire, it asks what size build you're building and where you're going to place your box to determine how long a cable you need. If it's a little over 6 feet, I'll include it. If it's a lot over 6 feet and somebody's building a Colossus, well, then clearly I got to charge a little more for the cables. If you want them, you can always cut and solder longer lengths. But you get 6-foot cables, which is usually enough for a 4x4 machine with the box right by the drag chains. If you want the box somewhere else, further, and so you get the idea. As far as, and the same thing goes with the limit switches, you'll have enough cable, and the limit switches will all be connected. All you have to do is screw them onto the box. The touch plate also. I mean the touch probe, same thing. So yes and no. If you're building the Gatton per specs and your box is right next to the Gatton, more than enough cables. If you need more, I'm going to be asking you that question prior to shipping. So, when I ship, I can send everything to you so you don't have to be calling me up, after the fact. But we can talk.
Okay. Let's see. Let me answer this question. I get this question all the time. He says, Dave, when I order the kit, is it possible to get an email copy of the build/plans prior to shipping the kit so I can get the other parts on the way while I wait? No, I never send the plan. I do email the plans, but they are sent when the kit ships. It's a package deal. And the reason for that is because since how the plans are electronic, or even if they weren't electronic, even if they were hard copy, they're copyrighted. So once you get those, there is no returning those. So that's why everything, the email, what I do is I go to the UPS store, I ship the kit, and I come right home and I send you an email giving you the UPS tracking number, and also in that email, the plans are attached. So that's how it works. Everybody gets in a hurry and, well, I want to order it. That ain't how it works. You don't buy something on Amazon and they send you the instructions first and then send you the thing. It's all one deal. So I get asked that all the time. And I always tell them no. So there you go. Let's see. Dave Mitchell's in the house. That's the Seattle Dave Mitchell. He has to clarify because there's a Kentucky Dave Mitchell, I think, too. Let's see. Yeah, I am waiting. We got Mike. Let's see. What is this guy, Mike Anthony Murray? That's that scroller Mike guy, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I've seen him scrolling lately. He was on that pretty regular for a while. Now I lost my place again. There he is. Let's see.
Does anybody want to place a bet? Let's see if, well, I mean, there's a few people that'll probably guess because they've done it before, but how long on average would you guess that it takes to build, having all the parts laid out, to build a hobby box?
All right, I'll let you know when we get some guesses in the chat. I'm trying not to miss any questions. If anybody asks a question and I missed it, let me know. But is Javi a ham radio guy? There's a question.
KD4 PAB.
Yeah. And yours truly, believe it or not, is the world's worst ham. And I say that kind of, you'd have to watch my old video to know the reason, but I'm W9SYI. And the only reason I'm W9SYI was because my dad was W9SYI. And I studied to take the test to be able to pass it, and then was assigned another call sign, and then got it. I forget what they call it.
Vanity plate.
Yeah, it's like a vanity thing.
That's what it's called.
Since W9SYI was available, because my dad's been passed away now for 20-something years, I was able to get that. So, but I jokingly say I'm the world's worst ham because I only did it just to get that call sign. I haven't. I don't. I'm just a terrible ham because all that stuff's really kind of, I won't say it's outdated because I probably would offend a lot of hams if I said that. But I mean, you can pick up a smartphone and text somebody halfway around the world now. So it's kind of, just not the same.
Yeah. Cell phone killed the ham.
Yeah. Let's see here, man. I'm going to try to slide this up without. Lewis Cobb says, just a side note on the coronavirus, they estimate it can last for 9 days on objects.
Yeah, good. It takes me 2 weeks. I mean, turnaround. So, not too bad.
Okay, let's see. Here's one by Stewed A. Baker.
I like that name.
Actually, it's Stud A. Baker, but he said he liked Studebakers earlier. I saw. He says, Dave, how heavy you think the gantry can be with dual 425 NEMA 23s running on 1610 ball screws? I'm building a new CNC and debating between 9-inch C channel I have or building something from plywood. Well, I don't know. I can't really say about 1610 ball screws, but when you build a Gatton CNC, assuming you build it the way a Gatton CNC should be built, using the B-groove bearings and that thing is, it doesn't really matter how heavy you make that gantry. You can still take one finger. If you built it right, you should be able to take one finger and push it and roll it down those angles. So,
yep.
It's, even though it's heavy, there shouldn't be a whole lot of resistance for it to move. Let's see here. Matt says, I'm glad Hobby is asking about the machine to determine the cable size. My Gatton CNC will be a bit wider than Dave's plans.
Yeah, and I can accommodate for that because you'll have obviously you'll have the 4 motors. Let's say you put your box, like in my case, my box is over on the far right. I basically have a very, very, very long cable for the y-axis because it's got to go underneath and through and all this, and then it's got to go all the way out, and rather it's got to go right to here and to the motor. The X just has to go through the drive chain and back, so that depends on the length of your X. You know, the Y, not only does it depend on your Y, but it also depends on your on whether it's your Y drive or your A drive and which side you're putting the box on. And then the Z and the X are, I mean, the Z and the X are easy. They're both the same, roughly the same length. The Z is a little longer, but they have to go through an entire, actually 2 entire drag chains. So they're the longest ones.
Yeah, I was going to say that, the 2 motors you have on your Y, they don't move.
Right.
So as long as you have your controller or box or whatever within 6 feet, if that's what he's putting as standard cable,
yeah,
you won't have to worry about the Y because you don't even have to run that in drag chain. You can, if you mount it in the rear, because that's the way mine is. I don't have my Y going in anything. It's just the X and the Z running through the drag chain.
Right.
And of course, you need a lock for that.
Yeah, quite a bit.
You
know, and it's tough to estimate, so I'll try to shoot for a little more every time. But again, if you plan on putting your drive box on one side or the other side, I'd rather, take the same amount of cable and give you a shorter one on one side where you'll have the drive box right next to it, and a longer one for the other if you need it. Because you don't want to be, well, even the X, really the Y and the A, they should be the same length, regardless of how far away they are. And the reason I say that, and it really doesn't matter, this is just overkill, but you want the lengths of the cable to be identical because the pulses should be identical, should reach them at the same amount of time. We're talking milliseconds of difference, so it's not really going to be an issue. But hey, why take any chances?
11 Atlantic says Dave shipped promptly, and even here in Canada, I got it in a week. That's nuts. Waited 6 weeks for bearings. One thing I also do, and this is something I've learned from experience with dealing with UPS. A lot of times, if somebody, let's say somebody lives on the West Coast, California or Oregon or Washington or Idaho, somewhere way out there, and UPS ground is going to be more than 3 days. I like to wait until Monday to ship it, even if I get it done before then, because what happens is if it takes, let's say it takes 5 days ground to get there and you ship it on a Thursday, it's going to sit around in a warehouse or in a truck, and things get lost and they get run over by forklifts, and all kinds of weird things happen if it stops. But it seems like you have better luck if you ship and they keep it moving the whole time. So the farther you are away from me, it's probably going to be shipped on a Monday so that it has the whole week to get there. Michael Murray's at Workbench Con. Yeah, I've been seeing some pictures about that. Let's see here. I am trying to scroll these things down slow, and then yeah, client says, FYI, I got my Gatton kit very quick from Dave, and I ordered when he had the Black Friday sale. Yeah, just to give you an idea, there was like 50 something things on that 3-day weekend, and nobody waited longer than
A week.
yeah, because it was let's see, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was the sale, and then not the next Monday, but the Monday after that, everything was all shit by then. So that's why I say it's. I always say 5 to 10 business days, just in case something weird happens that I don't have any control over. But they always, at least on my end, they're always ready within 5 business days.
So nobody guessed, huh? Yet?
I haven't. Well, yeah, there's a few coming in. I'm way behind on these coming.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
2 hours. Awesome Wood Thing says 2 hours. Frankie CNC says 45 minutes. 11 20 minutes.
Huh?
Jeremiah Brown says about 15 minutes. John West says 200 hours. You'd be forever building them.
Yeah.
38 minutes. 3 hours.
Ah, that one's close.
2 hours. 2.35 hours. Looks like 2 hours is a popular guess. 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah, now remember, you have to tin 4, 16, 10,
4 Diet Cokes.
26, 27, 29, 29. You have to tin 29 connections for the 29 aviator connections, and you got to tin 29 cables. And there are, I got to count them, but there are basically, let's see, on a driver, 12. And on the board, kind of curious myself. Well, and then there's the engraving of the plate. There's the gluing up of the boxes, which is, it's time versus buying an aluminum box that'll cost you a hell of a lot more. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Getting a lot of different guesses. 4 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes to test.
You've got 8 connections on one power supply. You've got 4 connections on 2 different power supplies. 6 fans to hook up. So yeah, it's the person who gets 3 hours is just about right.
Okay, Rob Schuster's in the house. How you doing, Rob? Says just a few minutes late. Let's see. Jeremiah says it took the boat 15 to 45 days to get the hobby. Yeah. Glenn says, when everything fails, ham radio works. WKAP. Yep. I've got a little radio, but I just never take the time to do any of that. Like I said, my main thing was when I looked at the, how you can go online and look at the register.
Yeah.
Of course, my dad was listed as a silent key because, like I said, he passed away in 1999. And I know that the call signs, as long as somebody's paid, now what is it good for, like 10 years or something, I think.
Yeah, every 10 years.
After that call sign, and I couldn't stand the thought of somebody else getting my dad's call sign. So that's why I thought, well, I'm going to, find out what I got to do. And I took the test and got that. And then I can't even remember, I got it somewhere around here, what my first call sign was that was assigned to me. And then, like I said, I got Dad's old call sign. Yeah, ham is a fallback tech when cell phone ceases to work. Yeah, hopefully we won't need them like that, but sometimes we might. Okay, let's see. Miss Playhouses, I hope I'm saying that right. Do I need VCarve version 10.019 to use your DSU file? I have version 8.5. 8.5 won't work. You got to have version 10 something to be able to use it. And in that, there's the text file. So you could run the program files as they are, but you better read them and make sure you've got the right tooling. And then if you need to change anything, you'd have to edit the text file to do it that way. But yeah, I'm on. I stay up to date on VCarve, so it's going to be in the latest version. Where'd I go here? Dave Matthews says, my kid does a lot of ham in Colorado for race communication. Cell phones are useless in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to do races. Oh my God, back in the day. I haven't done that in a while.
I swear I cannot get caught up on these comments. And that's what's messing up my scrolling, is because it's trying to jump to the bottom. Ryan Ballard says, I'm guessing pie. I must have missed something there on that comment. He's always talking about pie.
Well, Matt is always talking about tacos.
Yeah.
If I can go for both right now.
Yeah. Clyde wants to know, how are you testing them after built?
All right. I run the motors back and forth, connected to them. And then what I do is basically I have all the boxes. My motors are now wired for my hobby boxes. So I basically plug in a hobby box and I got to run a test program that does rapids through for my machine, which is one hell of a drag. So if it can go through this one, it's going to work.
Christopher says, I've been a little worried about dumpster CNC. I had to reorder my collars on Wednesday, have not gotten an acknowledgement. I wouldn't be panicking if you just did it on Wednesday, because he pretty much makes stuff to order. I don't think he keeps a lot of stuff sitting around on the shelf. So
yeah, we're
pretty lean, I think.
Yeah, it's a one-man operation, and it's not his primary business, so it's not Amazon.
Yeah,
we got spoiled with Amazon.
Art Day wants to know, Hobby, do you make one with a USB bob?
These all come with a USB bob. Well, everybody keeps asking about a bob. Okay, the parallel port ones are basically okay. Let me start by saying this. You have three different ways to send pulses to the driver to control the machine. One is through a breakout board, which I highly do not recommend directly. The other way is through a motion controller, which basically isolates the signals from your computer. And that's and it has some programming for smoothness. That's the main difference. There's other differences between that and a breakout board. With the motion controller, with a parallel motion controller, you connect the breakout board so you can have +5 and ground inputs and outputs for your inputs and outputs. That's the way that one works. With the USB, you basically have the controller that they have the inputs and the outputs on the board. So in the case of the hobby box, you're going to have a 5-pin DIN where one of them is the common and the other 4 are pull to ground, inputs and pull to ground outputs. Input 1, 2, 3, and 4. Output 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to have 4 inputs, 4 outputs. If that answers your question, I don't know, but there's no breakout board on a USB. You know, I wouldn't know how to rig Mach 1 with a breakout board and a USB controller. I mean, I don't even know if that's if it's possible to have 2 different sources in Mach 3. I don't know. It's curious.
See, Chris, I told you there was nothing to worry about. He says, scratch that. Actually, he literally just wrote me while I was watching you guys. Yeah, talking about Tim Dumpster.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Am I caught up with comments now? I think I am. Holy cow. I probably skipped some that I didn't know about. I don't think so. All right. Well, we've been here a little over an hour. I guess we will line this one up. If anybody's got any questions, get them in the next couple of minutes. Like I mentioned earlier, and I'll say it again, if anybody, and of course my video won't be out until in the morning, but I already have it's not plans, it's just the VCAR files for the little simple dust shoe that I made. And it's the same one. Like I said, I used the same program, basically, the one I did for the Gatton. I just didn't do a video when I made one for the Gatton because I was in a hurry to get it going and start cranking out kits. So, but those files are there if anybody wants them. They're free. Just go to the website, davegatton.com, go to the woodworking plan section, scroll all the way to the bottom. And like I said, it's like you're making a purchase. You add them to the cart, but there's no price. They're free. So you just, it will send you a download link and you can get them. And then there's also a sheet that has links. It's a zip file, and there's a sheet that has links for the stuff that I use because I have the brush material. I have some super strong magnets I got. Holy cow. Them things pinch the heck out of your fingers if you're not careful, because they're some of the strongest magnets I've ever seen. Okay, I see I got some more questions here. But anyway, yeah, so there's the magnets, the brush material. I'm using 4-inch hose that's going up to a PVC pipe for my dust collection, so I got a link for that. Everything that you see in the video, there's a link for in that free zip file. So, all right, let me catch a question or two here, and then we'll get out of here. David Pugh wants to know, Dave, did you use the Avid controller on your Avid? Yeah, David, if you haven't seen it, about 2 weeks ago, I guess now, or maybe 3, I did a video, and I got their Pro 4848 kit, and I spent more money than I really should have probably, but I got the plug and play controller, the NEMA 34s, and I got the plug and play spindle VFD thing. So it was super easy. Just wire everything up, plug it in, kind of like what Hobby's doing there. Plug and play. That's the way to do it. But I didn't get the extra wide. How that gantry beam, you can get it extra wide. I didn't get that. I didn't get the 12-inch Z height thing. I didn't really see any need for that. So that's 2 things I didn't get. I did get the tramming plate adapter thing, whatever that is. I got that. The touch plate thing that has the corner finding touch plate. I got that. And I guess that's about it. And the leg kit. Yeah. But at first I was going to get just the mechanical kit, and I was going to build a table to put it on, and I have an extra water cooled spindle. I thought, I don't want to do all that stuff. So I just kept changing my mind. And every time I did, it got more expensive. So, but yeah, but I got a video out on it I did about 3 weeks ago. If you want to go check it out. Barry Brown says, what is your typical sales price or percentage? I don't know if that's a question for me or one for you, Hobby.
Well, if it's for me, the typical sales price is $675, but it may be going up.
Yeah.
I certainly will not be having a sale anymore.
Yeah.
I did it to kick it off, but it's far more trouble to put these. The time it takes to put these things together is well, it's a very low profit margin at the moment, and a very high quality product. So,
yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me go through. Okay. Client says David had a question for you, Dave. I think I got that one. I think he was asking me this one about the app controller. Let's see. Ryan says, I need to get motivated and go play with my machine tomorrow. Well, golly darn, you should.
Absolutely. Highly recommended.
Yeah. I'm going to be running mine tomorrow. I won't say I'm playing with mine because I'm going to be running up the balance of the kits I got to do. So, Barry says he was talking about me for the CNC discount. Usually when I run a sale, I run them at, well, you just have to look because I never like saying prices on these shows because these shows become videos, and then I've had people watch a video that's like 7 years old and go, well, you said that it was this much. I'm like, yeah, I said that 7 years ago. So I don't even say prices anymore. So if you want to know the current pricing, go to the website. But they are a lot cheaper when I run a sale. All right. Dave, go back. The Henry Ford comment. I must have missed something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to get out of here. I think I'm actually caught up again. Yeah. If y'all, I see some people saying hit the thumbs up. Yeah. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up on the way out. I appreciate it. We've got a ton of people watching, and looks like so far 34 thumbs up or so. So if you would hit that on the way out, I appreciate it. Or hit the thumbs down if you want to. I don't care.
A view is a view.
A view is a view. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Just another reminder, next week, I should be having Becca Miller joining me. She built a Gatton CNC recently, and she's a long time CNC person.
Yep.
At least 3 or 4 years, I guess, because, probably about 6 years, I guess.
Yeah, longer than that because it's the original, yeah.
She built one of the original shoestring budget CNCs. So she's no stranger to CNC stuff. But I'm looking forward to talking to her to get her comments and experiences on building this newer one. So it should be fun. So make sure you come back next week and we'll do that.
Yep.
And I guess we're caught up. Oh, thank you so much. I see the thumbs up just jumped up there a bunch. So I guess we're going to get out of here. Javi, you got any final words you want to?
No, thank you all for watching. Get to cutting. I want to see those wonderful projects out there, and that's it.
Yeah, and y'all don't forget, like I said, if you got a project you want to show off, send me pictures of it, and you know, heck, you can come on the show if you want to. I don't care. You know, it doesn't take much to get on the show these days. You got this new. I started to say software, with this new platform I use, StreamYard, is all web based. So, you know, if you got a halfway decent computer and a pretty good internet connection, webcam or something, it's easy to get on here. You don't have to have any kind of software on your computer. So anyhow, well, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we will see y'all next time. Everybody have a good one.